my name is Karen and welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you, actually we'll be digging through many of my past vlogs because it is winter time. It is bitter cold here in Ohio. And I know personally myself, I am always looking for some yummy, delicious, warm and cozy recipes, especially soups, to make during this time of the year. And I thought, well, maybe put a video together of some of my favorite soups that I have made throughout the past years on the YouTube channel and actually get that footage and put it together as one video. So I did a lot of digging and I came up with 5 recipes. Well, I said 4, 5 recipes that I thought you guys would really, really love. And they are absolute family favorites. My kitchen was different in some of them. My hair is completely different in some of them. My makeup, my everything. It's so funny to look back. I can't remember how far some of these videos go back. Maybe one of them 5 years. I'm not quite sure, but I think you'll get a kick out of it. So I say, friends, sit back and relax. You may get a few chuckles out of watching some of these past videos, little snippets. And I really hope you enjoy these recipes. And if you make any of them, please let me know. I want to hear what your favorite recipe was that I shared with you in the comment section. So the first recipe I'm going to share with you is actually not my own recipe, but it is from someone that is an amazing chef. And I have started making her chili. It's a chili recipe. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm thinking like 8 years ago. It's an absolute family favorite. We love it. Maybe even later than 8 years ago. I mean, it's been maybe 9 or 10 years. I don't even know. But it's a family favorite, and that's what I'm gonna start off today's video with, this chili recipe. Alrighty guys, we're gonna go ahead and get this chili started. So the first thing I need to do is put a few tablespoons of oil into my pot and then add the ground meat, and then I'll show you the rest.
Something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Dreamy, breezy we go, easy on our tiptoes. Out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Dreamy, breezy.
Alright guys, so next we have to add 3/4 cup of lager. And since I'm doubling this recipe, then that will be 1.5 cups. I'm gonna use the Yingling, and this one is Oktoberfest. I think it's gonna be perfect for my chili. So we're gonna go ahead and add 1.5 cups of this. Whoops. All right, just like pouring a beer. You gotta be careful of all the foam. So once that goes down, I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the chili. And of course, there's always just a little bit left, so that's for the chef.
A bigger scale, the world in hand.
That Oktoberfest is really good. feel like I can ever have chili without cornbread. So I found this recipe and I'm gonna make it, and it's actually just using the Jiffy cornbread. And but actually it calls for jalapenos in it. But to be quite honest with you, I just sampled the chili and it has such a nice kick to it that I feel it's not necessary to add the jalapeno to the cornbread. It's totally up to you. But I thought, you know what, I don't want it to be like hot cornbread, hot chili, even though mine's not really hot, the chili, but it has a nice kick to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make these cornbread muffins, and it calls for 2 boxes of the Jiffy. So I already dumped one into my bowl here. I dumped in my second one. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 eggs into here. Oopsie, probably could drop down the camera, but I'm sure you guys get the gist. So I got 2 eggs. It calls for 2/3 cup of milk. I'm gonna go ahead, got the milk, I'm gonna pour that in there. And then it calls for, let's see, 8 ounces of cream cheese. And you want it to be softened. So I got mine all softened here. And again, it's optional if you want to add jalapenos sliced, but I'm gonna opt out of that for this recipe. Oh, this is gonna be so good. And then it calls for 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, which I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in here. I'll show you guys this in a second. I'm stirring it up. Okay, so 1 cup of shredded cheddar, and I just chose the mild cheddar. But we love cheddar, so it really doesn't matter. And 1 cup of this. Of course, you can never get it open when you want to get it opened. Let me go get my scissors. Okay, this is a 2 cup package, and I'm just gonna basically take it right in half and guess. Be good enough. Looks about a cup to me. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stir this up, and then we're gonna go ahead and put these into little cupcake tins here. I already got them ready with the liners. I'm gonna go ahead and fill these up. We're gonna go ahead and put these in the oven. It's at 400, and let me just check to see how long. For like 20 to 22 minutes. All right, look at this chili, you guys. Oh my gosh, it is so good. And look at these muffins. So next, I'm gonna jump right on into a Tuscan soup recipe. We love Tuscan soup here in my home. I made it quite a few different ways, but basically it's the same kind of recipe. So this is gonna be maybe a 1.5 minute segment, but all these recipes that I'm sharing in today's video, I will make sure that I have listed in the description box for you. But I thought I'd just chit chat with you all while I make the soup. So what I'm doing right now is getting some onion. It's a whole onion chopped up, so I'm just going to use my little Tupperware thingy, which I love this thing. Especially, I'm just going to need to chop right now. And this is going to be perfect for what I need to do. So if you hear something too, I've got the dishwasher going behind me. Okay, so I got all the onion. I'm going to go ahead and get the garlic here in a minute. I think that's enough. I don't think I need this. Let me put this over here. Okay, so I need a couple cloves of garlic. You guys know I love to make soup. It's probably one of my most favorite things to do is make soup. I know our moms love when I have them for Sunday supper club, and I've got soup on the menu. And even though it's today's Monday, but a lot of times if I have some extra soup too, we drop it off to my mother-in-law's house because she just loves having it. And you know, she loves soup. She's like me, she can eat it really all year round. Where my mom lives, they make, you know, food for her because she lives not in assisted living, it's just for aged women. It's a gorgeous place, absolutely beautiful. So anyway, so if I have some time a little bit later, I might have Mark do it because I don't want to be hacking all over my poor little mother-in-law and getting her whatever the heck I have. So we're going to go ahead and get this all done and chopped up, and then I'm going to go ahead and brown some turkey sausage to save a little bit on the fat instead of regular sausage, and I like the hot. So we're gonna go ahead and brown that. And then we're gonna add the onion here and the garlic. Let's get this chopped up. Now the turkey sausage that I did buy is in the casings. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it out of the casings. We're gonna go brown it up and then add the onion and the garlic and some oregano. The third recipe is a delicious stuffed pepper soup. It's such a simple soup to make, and again, one of those ones that I just love to make. I like to make a whole batch of it and freeze some for those wintry cold days when you just want something warm and cozy to eat. The fourth recipe I'm gonna make for you, I have made since our children were babies. And it is a family favorite. It is so simple to make. And I actually don't even know what to call it. It's almost like a one pot dump all kind of recipe, but it is so good. I feel like I've mastered it since I saw the recipe in a magazine a long time ago, like 30 some years ago, and I've just tweaked it to be completely my own. But I do love it, and you're gonna get a kick out of how old my kitchen is in this portion of the video. And I was, I think, a little shy and timid on camera too, but hopefully you'll enjoy it. This has been a family favorite recipe since my girls were little, so like 20 years. I really don't have a name for this recipe. It was something that I found in a magazine 20 years ago and actually just tweaked it so much that it's become basically my own recipe. So I want to share with you what all goes into this, and then we're gonna make it together. So hopefully, if you guys have these things on hand, you can make it with me. So we're gonna start off with, you need some lean ground beef, that's always what I choose. I like the leanest. I got at least 3 pounds because when I make this, I want to make enough that I can freeze and pull out on a chilly day, because again, like I said, this is the perfect meal on a chilly day. I love it served with some crusty Italian breads and maybe a glass of wine or some apple cider. Okay, so 3 pounds of ground meat. Also, you're going to need 2 cans, I've got 2 here, of either crushed tomatoes, tomato puree, whatever you have. Even if you have some jarred sauce, whatever you got in your pantry would be fine with this recipe. All right, next is some cans of green beans. I got 2 here, and then 2 cans of corn. This is such an easy dump and go recipe. We're gonna do all this in one pot. Okay, then also I'm gonna chop up some little carrots here, and I'm gonna add some zucchini. Now, again, you guys can add whatever vegetables you and your family like. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to use what I showed you here. Whatever you've got, whatever your family likes, go ahead and dump this in this recipe. Okay, so we're also gonna add some shells pasta, which I love, the little medium shells. We're gonna season this up with a little bit of pepper, some salt. I'm gonna throw in the little Italian seasonings and a little bit of garlic and onion powders. But also beef broth is huge. I love beef broth. This is the one that I get. It's normally, or I'll show you what it looks like. I didn't open this one yet, but I know there's gonna be a little thing on top of here. Let me pull this off. Okay, so you can see it's like solid, and you can scoop it out because I love the flavor of the beef broth in this. Now, if you're feeling a little bit more, like want to add a little bit more flavor, you can put a little splash of red wine in it as well, because you know that will cook down. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and chop the carrots, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add, a little onion. I forgot, I need to add some onion, and I add some fresh garlic. So we're gonna go ahead and brown the ground meat, add some chopped up garlic, and some chopped up onion, and we're gonna brown that until there's no pink left in the meat. Now, it's your option if you want to drain it or not. When I get such lean ground meat, sometimes I don't have to drain it, but if you feel like you want to drain it, go ahead and drain it, but put it back in the pot again. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this all put together. We're gonna start browning the ground meat, onions, and garlic, and this house is gonna smell so good. So, hey, you know, if you're watching, maybe pour a glass of wine, glass of apple cider, whatever it is you love, and sit back with me and join me here in the kitchen. All right, so I put a little extra virgin olive oil here in the pot. Got that heated up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and add my ground beef. Go wash my hands. We're gonna let this brown up a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and season this with some onion powder and some garlic powder, a little salt and pepper. All right, as you can see, this is browning up, and I'm gonna go ahead and add the chopped up onion and garlic to the meat. Okay, this is for the fun part, and this is where we just dump everything in this pot here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start dumping in each can of the crushed tomatoes. And again, whatever you guys happen to have in your pantry will work fine. If it gets too thick, you can always add a little bit of water, which I will be doing. So let's go ahead and get that all mixed in here. Okay. So I got this sauce, and now the easy part as well is just adding the cans of veggies, juice and all. So just dumping it all in. If you guys choose, you can get the low sodium. I know some people like to watch their sodium, which is a good thing. You can do that, whatever works for you. This is One thing great about this recipe is what works best for you, what your family likes best. So I've got all that in here. I'm gonna go ahead and get these carrots because they're gonna take a while to soften. I'm gonna get all of that. Oops, and I got some sauce on my shirt. I should have put an apron on. I'm gonna switch hands here. I know right now you're thinking, I'm not sure if that looks too good, but trust me, it's gonna be so delicious. All right, I'm gonna let all the seasonings work in here together for a little bit, but what I'm gonna do though first is I forgot to share with you earlier, I love crushed red pepper. We love a little hotness to this, not too hot, but just a little bit of a bite. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some. Actually, I'm gonna add some to my hand. First, I like to just go like that, break it down a little bit, and then there we go. Got that in here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add my beef. You can see that. I'm gonna add, I think, maybe 2 tablespoons of the beef seasoning. This is gonna give it such a delicious flavor. Stir that in a little bit. I'm gonna also add my Italian seasonings. A little bit of that in there. This is a full one, so a little hard to get out. Well, I'll stir this around and I'll add a little bit more. So I'm gonna let these seasons cook through a little bit. I will add the zucchini, but not for a little while because that will, that will soften very quickly. So let's let all the seasonings get together and then I'll show you what's next. Okay, so now our one pot meal is cooking. All the seasonings are coming together, so I'll let that cook for a while. And again, I'm gonna add the zucchini and then I'm gonna add the pasta. But you wanna keep taste testing it just to make sure the seasonings are all blending well together. If you need to add a little bit more, this is the time you wanna go ahead and do that. All right, the next thing that I wanna do is I'm gonna go ahead and grate some fresh Pecorino Romano cheese. I'm one of those people that I love to put that on my wedding soup, on my pasta, and I love it on this dish. Now again, that is optional. So if you guys are not fans of it, then you can go ahead and eliminate this part, but I love it on this dish because it just enhances the flavor. Me personally, it's my personal opinion. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish seasoning up this one pot meal just a little bit more. I'm gonna add the zucchini, let that cook for a few minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and add the pasta. Now when I do add the pasta, you're gonna notice I'm gonna add some more water because we wanna give it a little more liquid because it's getting a little bit thicker. I wanna add a little bit more liquid so our pasta can cook thoroughly. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and do the next step. So you can see this is boiling. All the seasonings are definitely coming together because it smells so good in here. I'm gonna go ahead and add now my zucchini. I didn't add a lot, just a little bit for some flavor. Again, it's totally up to you what you want to add to this one pot meal. I'm going to let that cook in here for a few more minutes. And then as you can see, this is nice and thick. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more water. Now, when you do add water, you want to make sure that you test it after a few minutes because then you may have to adjust some of the seasonings. And then after we add water, I already have it here, so I've got it ready to go. Again, I'll adjust the seasoning, then I'll go ahead and add the pasta. Then I'll let this cook until the pasta is completely cooked through. So that may take about 20 minutes or so, only because this is not just boiling water, so it's gonna take a little bit more time. Now, you may choose to wanna cook your pasta separately and just throw that in when you eat this or when you heat it up. I love to put it all together. Again, that's why it's called, for me, a one-pot meal. So I'm gonna go ahead, let this cook for a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and add our pasta soon. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I already added some water. I'm gonna add a little bit more water and probably about a half a box of this pasta. So go ahead, because this pasta is going to get bigger, obviously, and soak up a lot of the juices. So go ahead and stir that in. Let's see. I love pasta, I really do. So that was about half a box. I might go for a few more. All right, make sure that's in there really good. I always like to make sure the pasta is covered by all this deliciousness here. All right, we're gonna let this cook until the pasta is done. And then we're gonna go ahead and get the yummy Italian bread in the oven and get the table set. Just another tip, be sure to continually stir your one pot meal because you want to make sure the pasta does not stick to the bottom of the pot, and it just makes it, you know, be able to the pasta cook evenly. So you want to make sure you do that. I also wanted to share with you one little trick because I did tell you guys how much I do love the Pecorino Romano cheese. My little secret tip is once you have it shredded, put a little bit on top of it even, just so it seasons nicely inside of here. Again, that is optional. It's totally up to you if you love this type of cheese, but I love the enhanced flavor that it gives to this meal. All right, as you can see, the pasta still has a little ways to go here. I'm gonna go ahead and let it finish cooking up. I'm gonna get the bread in the oven and finish getting everything set around the table, get our wine over at the table, and get ready to enjoy this delicious meal. Well, as you guys can see, the one pot dish, this delicious dish, is all done. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put it in this really pretty, I've got this soup holder. This is really old, years and years. This was actually a Mario Batali soup dish, which I love. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to fill this up with this delicious one pot soup. Oh my gosh, you guys, this looks and smells simply amazing. I cannot wait for you guys to tell me your comments. I hope you love it as much as our family does. And you can freeze this, and my suggestion is when you do freeze it, when you thaw it out, add a little bit more liquid to it. If you have to, you might have to season it up with a little bit more beef broth after the fact if you add more water. But that's what I do after I freeze it and thaw it out. Sometimes I need to add a little bit more water to it, and then I'll add a little bit more beef seasoning just to make sure it doesn't lose any of its flavor. So I'm gonna get this off the burner. I'm gonna take this over to the table, and we're gonna go ahead and dish out dinner. And for my last and final recipe, it is my absolute family favorite, my wedding soup. I know so many of you guys have made it throughout the past 10 years, and it has become now one of your family favorite recipes. I love my Italian wedding soup, and actually I made it during a Vlogmas many years ago. So yes, you're gonna hear some Christmas music in it, but it's fun and it's festive, and hey, you can have wedding soup any time of the year. I love, my family loves my wedding soup. So I saved the best recipe for last. And we're gonna go to my little Italian market. We're gonna get my stuff for my wedding soup. So we're gonna be wedding soup date. Now, this is what I do. I like to use a little bit of a chicken base kind of for the flavoring. I really like mine, I like a nice flavor. I don't like my wedding soup to taste bland, okay? And then I add some pepper. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. So we're gonna let this baby cook till the chicken is done. But in the meantime, we're gonna be busy rolling little meatballs for our wedding soup. Little meatballs. So let me show you what I do here. Okay, put on some Christmas music, get your meatball mix together, and let's roll our meatballs. Enjoy the Christmas music of the season. Love it.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree. hugging and kissing, just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, we're tracing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph.
Well, ignore the fan in the background just because my pot's boiling, but these are my little mini meatballs. I may make more. All right, here is my chicken. As you can see, it's floating around in here, but I'm still gonna let it cook for a little bit more. Once I think it's done, I'm gonna take it out and let it cool. And then I'm going to, what I do is I break apart. I like chicken in my wedding soup. I want my wedding soup to be hearty. I don't like when I get wedding soup and it's nothing but a bunch of greens floating around and a couple little, like maybe 1 or 2 meatballs. I want a hearty wedding soup. Like, why even bother, right? So I add a lot of meatballs. I do add the chicken back in because I just love it. And with the pastina, and I'm gonna add the spinach, which has been thawed and all the juices rinsed out. So I'm gonna show you the whole process, but I like mine hearty. You will not find wedding soup most of the time with chicken back in it. I like the chicken. What else am I gonna do with it, to be quite honest with you? If I just took all the chicken off and put it in the, you know, made something else, I wouldn't eat it. So this is the best way. My recipe, and we love it so much. My video cut off or not. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and let my chicken cook a little bit more, take it out, let it cool, and then we're gonna get everything else ready to add back into my soup. Okay, well, while the chicken, oh, let me show you, I didn't show you. Okay, so I took the chicken out. It's cooling now. And once it's cooled off, you can see the steam coming from it. I'll take all the skin off and, you know, take all the meat and throw the meat in. Then we're gonna throw our little meatballs in there. And what else? And what else? My goodness, I don't even know. Oh, pastina. Hold on, Archie, look at him. Archie, get out of the trash. You're being bad. I just keep this up here until it's like, I keep throwing stuff in because I'm gonna take it out here in a few minutes. And he's being a bad boy. Okay, I'm gonna throw my meatballs in while the chicken is cooling. We're gonna go ahead, finish thawing out the spinach, squeezing out all the water. And then when the chicken is cool, we'll put the chicken back in. And then the final thing that I do is I'll show you with the eggs and the pecorino romano cheese. All right guys, this is the fun part. You add the little meatballs. And I just plop them all around. And then it just takes a few minutes and they'll start floating to the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this done. And then I'll show you what's next. So can you see the little meatballs floating to the top? It smells so good in here, you guys. So I'm going to let this cook up for a few more minutes. We're gonna add the pastina and let that cook up too. And then we'll add the defrosted, water squeezed out spinach, the chicken back, and then my final touch. We're gonna also test it once we know the meat is cooked and everything in here and the pasta's done, just to make sure we don't need, if we need to add a little bit more of my chicken base, just for a little bit more flavor. All right guys, I'm going to throw my chicken in, and there's not a ton of chicken on this chicken, just so you know. So just enough to just give it some little hearty pieces of some chicken in here. I only do the white meat. I don't know. I'm personally not a fan of dark meat, even though I know Mark doesn't mind it. But I'll just, whatever I can get off that chicken, I just sort of throw in here. Okay. So now, I'm going to add the pastina in now. Whoopsie. Alright, so here is the pasta. I have just about a cup. And I'm going to throw it right in here raw, just like I did the meatballs. And stir this around. As it starts to cook the pasta, if I stir it around and I feel like it needs more, I'll add more. We're going to let this cook, and then we're going to add the spinach, and then the final yummy flavorings of the pecorino romano and the egg, and then I'm going to taste test this and see if I need to season it up a little bit more. I can see my noodles. You see them? Well, and they're going to get a little bit even bigger. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go and put the spinach in here. So let's do that. It's been thawed out and squeezed. Let's stir this around. And I ended up using 2 boxes of frozen spinach. I thawed it, like I said, and really got all the water out. Okay, I've got 3 eggs here in a little mixing cup. I'm gonna go ahead and get those mixed up here. Okay. And then what we're gonna do is, I got about a cup of Pecorino Romano cheese. I'm gonna put that in here with the egg. Mix that around. I'm gonna go ahead and mix it because I can't do this with one hand, and I'll show you when it's done. Alright guys, I thought I'd set up my stand here. Why I'm thinking, why didn't I just think of that? My stand for filming. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys how you do this. Alright, I'm drizzling in a little at a time, as you can see. And as I drizzle, I stir. See how sort of thick this is? Because I think I put 3 eggs and 1 cup of Pecorino Romano. I'm constantly stirring. Alright guys, so I'm going to let this go for a bit. I'm going to taste test it, and if I feel that I need more flavoring, I'm going to add a little bit more of this stuff here. And you can find chicken soup bases, you know, at your local grocery stores. I'm not sure if this is focusing or not, probably not. But, okay, so I'm gonna let this cook for a little bit. We're gonna test it out, and then we'll be all done. Hey guys, I poured a little bit in here, just a little bit, because I wanna taste it before, you know, in case it needs a lot more, you know, of the chicken stuff to it. So I put a big tablespoon when I first started. The rest of it was just seasoned with pepper, and then just all the flavors of the chicken that I cooked in the water, and the pepper, and then the meatballs, the spinach, the Pecorino Romano, and the egg. So I'm gonna test this first. Of course, you gotta grab a little meatball, a little piece of chicken. Here it is. It's hot. Oh my gosh, that's really good. I think I need just maybe 1 more tablespoon of the chicken broth, and I bet you it's gonna be perfect. Oh my god. One more, and it's gonna be perfect. I just know it because I'm so used to making this. You guys, it's so good. If you do make my recipe, please let me know. So, yum. I'm gonna finish enjoying this, do my dishes, and chill out for a little bit. So I'll be back here soon. Friends, I surely hope that you enjoyed this video. I really had fun putting it together. It's like going down memory lane, and I'm looking at the way like my house was decorated. My office was dark brown, and we had dark brown on the walls in the family room. The kitchen was completely different as far as the granite. We didn't have the granite back then. I don't know, do we have the island? I can't remember. But anyway, it was really fun going down memory lane for me. But the one thing that hasn't changed, these are still family favorite recipes that I make to this day. And I wanted to bring a little bit more about me to all of you. So I hope that you enjoy them. Again, don't forget to let me know in the comment section which one is your absolute favorite. And if you like this video and want me to do more like this in the future, let me know. All right, friends. Well, I hope that you are whipping up something yummy and cozy and getting through this cold winter season. And I hope that my video can help you today. Don't forget to please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And make sure you share this channel to your family and friends. Maybe they are in a hunt for some yummy, delicious recipes, and I'd really greatly appreciate it. And don't forget too to make sure you sign up for my weekly newsletter. Alrighty friends, you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye.